Good evening. This is All India Radio and I'm Tanvi Taneja with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says government aims to bring India in top 50 countries next year in ease of doing business category. New Delhi lodges strong protest over Pakistan Supreme Court's order on so-called Gilgit-Baltistan, terms it as interference in India's internal affairs. Union Minister Smriti Irani hits out at Congress for backing those who raise anti-India slogans. In sports, Mahendra Singh Dhoni powers India to first ever bilateral ODI series win in Australia. And in badminton, Saina Nehwal enters semifinals of Malaysia Masters in Kuala Lumpur. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said the government aims to bring India in the list of top 50 countries next year in the ease of doing business category. In his inaugural address at the 9th edition of the vibrant Gujarat Global Summit in Gandhinagar, the Prime Minister said India is now ready for business as never before.
India is now ready for business as never before. We have made doing business easier. In the last 4 years, we have jumped 65 places in the global ranking of World Bank's Doing Business report.
Prime Minister Modi said his government is focused on removing the barriers which were earlier preventing the country from achieving its potential and will continue with the pace of reforms and deregulation.
The historic implementation of goods and services tax and other measures of simplification and consolidation of taxes have reduced transaction costs and made processes efficient. We have also made doing business faster through digital processes, online transactions, and single point interfaces. Addressing the gathering in the presence of political and business leaders from different countries, the Prime Minister said his government has taken several drastic steps to strengthen India's economy. This has led major global financial institutions like the World Bank, the IMF, as well as agencies like Moody's to express confidence in India's economic journey. We have taken a number of drastic steps, deeper structural reforms, which have added strength to our economy and nation. As we have done so, we continue to remain one of the fastest growing major economies in the world. Prime Minister Modi said his government is keen to raise investment in next generation infrastructure in roads, ports, railways, airports, telecom, digital networks and energy to help a new India take shape that will be modern and competitive and yet caring and compassionate. Participating in the summit, leaders from various countries, international organizations and the business world praised the visionary leadership of India for higher growth and development. More than 30,000 international and Indian delegates, including the heads of state from 5 countries, are participating in the 3-day summit. Later, Prime Minister Modi met Uzbekistan President Shavkat Mirziyoyev on the sidelines of the summit. The Chief Election Commissioner, Mr. Sunil Arora, today said the Commission is setting up effective machinery to conduct the forthcoming Lok Sabha elections in a free, fair and transparent manner. He said the Bihar government has been instructed to take strict measures to instill confidence among voters, especially weaker sections. Mr. Arora was addressing a press conference in Patna after holding a 2-day review meeting on election preparedness in the state. He said authorities have been instructed to set up polling booths in weaker sections-dominated areas. He said there will be additional deployment of forces in Naxal-affected areas of the state. He said stern action will be taken against those who try to defame the image of Election Commission through fake news. The Enforcement Directorate, ED, has summoned Senior IAS Officer B. Chandrakala for questioning in connection with alleged illegal sand mining case in Uttar Pradesh.
Besides Chandrakala, the Financial Probe Agency has also summoned 3 more people, including the Samajwadi Party MLC, Ramesh Kumar Mishra, on 28th of this month. This comes a day after the agency filed a money laundering case in connection with the alleged illegal sand mining in Hamirpur district between 2012 and 2016. Earlier, the investigating agency CBI filed an FIR in illegal mining case alleging that B. Chandrakala, the then Hamirpur district magistrate, had granted several leases in violation of the e-tender policy. According to the FIR, Akhilesh Yadav, the then Chief Minister of the state, held the mining portfolio during 2012-13 and his role is also under the scanner. This was All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. India today summoned the Deputy High Commissioner of Pakistan and a strong protest was lodged on the recent order by Pakistan's Supreme Court on the so-called Gilgit-Baltistan, which is an interference in India's internal affairs. In a press release, the External Affairs Ministry reiterated that the entire state of Jammu and Kashmir, which also includes the so-called Gilgit-Baltistan, has been, is and shall remain an integral part of India. Pakistan government or judiciary have no locus standi on territories illegally and forcibly occupied by it. Any action to alter the status of these occupied territories by Pakistan has no legal basis whatsoever. India rejected such continued attempts by Pakistan to bring material change in these occupied territories and to camouflage grave human rights violations, exploitation and sufferings of the people living there. Pakistan was asked to immediately vacate all areas under its illegal occupation. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Ravish Kumar today said it is not for Pakistan to decide as to what role another country has in regional or global affairs. In response to a media query at Pakistan's statement that India has no role in Afghanistan, Mr. Kumar said Pakistan also cannot decide on behalf of Afghanistan, which is an independent and sovereign country, and dictate them how to conduct their foreign policy. He stated that Pakistan should first and foremost introspect its own role and responsibility in the precarious situation in Afghanistan. Terrorists carried out 2 grenade attacks on security forces in Kashmir today, but there were no reports of any casualty. Security sources said the terrorists hurled hand grenade towards security personnel party near Clock Tower in Srinagar. They said the grenade exploded with damage to some vehicles, but no one was hurt. Search operation has been launched to nab the attackers. In another incident, terrorists lobbed a grenade at security forces in Shopian district. Terrorist outfit Jaish-e-Mohammed claimed responsibility for both the attacks. Senior BJP leader and Union Minister Smriti Irani today hit out at Congress, alleging that the party stood with those forces who had raised anti-India slogans. Addressing media in New Delhi, Mrs. Irani said, the BJP-led government at the centre has resolved to make a strong and resurgent India. She alleged that the Congress leaders are supporting those who raise anti-India slogans.
एक ओर भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने केंद्र की सरकार भारत को सामर्थ्यवान बनाने में समर्पित है, दूसरी ओर कांग्रेस के नेता आज भी उन लोगों का समर्थन करती है जो भारत तेरे टुकड़े होने की कल्पना जागृत करने का दुस्साहस करते हैं.
Mrs. Irani also listed out the achievements of the Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Protsahan Yojana and the Ayushman Bharat Yojana and lauded the efforts of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The government this week sanctioned 3 new naval air squadrons to be set up in Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. The Defence Ministry in a release said the centre has also sanctioned manpower for handling additional aircraft in the existing Dornier surveillance squadrons in Kerala and the Andaman Islands. The contract for procurement of 12 Dornier aircraft was signed with the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL, in 2016, with the delivery commencing in January this year. This is a substantial contract for the indigenous HAL-built maritime surveillance version of the Dornier 228 aircraft. A number of exhibitions have been set up at the Kumbh Mela in Prayagraj to inform, educate and communicate about various welfare schemes implemented by the government. The exhibitions have been set up by the Bureau of Outreach and Communication of Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and state government departments. The Ministry of Culture in a statement said the Bureau has set up a very high-tech exhibition at Kumbh's exhibition ground. These exhibitions are digital and interactive in nature. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Mumbai and Silvassa, the capital of Union Territory of Dadra and Nagar Haveli, tomorrow. In Mumbai, he will inaugurate the new building for National Museum of Indian Cinema and address the gathering. In Silvassa, the Prime Minister will lay the foundation stone of Medical College at Saile. He will also unveil plaque to inaugurate various development projects in Daman and Dadra and Nagar Haveli. In business news, the markets today closed marginally higher for the fourth session in a row as investors largely stuck to index heavyweights despite positive global cues. We have a report.
The Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange climbed 13 points to settle at 36,387. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange also ended up by 2 points at 10,907. The rupee today weakened 15 paise to 71 rupees and 19 paise against the US dollar. And Brent crude prices in intraday trade were trading around $61.90 per barrel. This is Arjun Chaudhary with Sanjay Kumar Singh for AIR News.
On to sports news now. Mahendra Singh Dhoni powered India to first ever bilateral ODI cricket series win in Australia. Visitors beat the hosts by 7 wickets in the decisive third match in Melbourne today to clinch the series 2-1. Leg spinner Yuzvendra Chahal picked up 6 wickets for India while MS Dhoni slammed 87 runs in 114 balls. Dhoni was declared man of the series and Chahal was named as man of the match. Chasing 231-run target, India overhauled the score with 4 balls to spare. Earlier put into bat, Australia made 230. Before the ODI series, India also clinched the Test series, becoming the first team from the subcontinent to achieve it. In badminton, Saina Nehwal entered the semifinals of the Malaysia Masters in Kuala Lumpur today. 7-seeded Saina defeated former world champion Nozomi Okuhara of Japan 21-18, 23-21 in the quarterfinals of women's singles to enter the last 4. She will now face 3-time world champion Carolina Marin of Spain tomorrow. However, Kidambi Shrikant crashed out of the men's singles. And now news from the Khelo India Youth Games being held in Pune.
Haryana and Maharashtra boxers dominated boxing rings of Khelo India Games today. Haryana bagged 8 gold medals, followed by Maharashtra 5, Manipur 2, Karnataka, Punjab, Chandigarh, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh 1 each. In tennis, Maharashtra bagged 2 gold medals, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Gujarat bagged 1 each. In Kabaddi final of under 17, Haryana girls won the gold, beating Chandigarh 40-29. But in the finals of under 21, Haryana girls were defeated by Himachal Pradesh by a narrow margin of 27-30. In volleyball under 21, girls from Tamil Nadu and Kerala entered finals scheduled for tomorrow. Punjab boys will meet Rajasthan and girls will face Tamil Nadu in basketball finals tomorrow. Nitin Kelkar for AIR News, Pune.
Maharashtra consolidated its top position today, taking their medal tally to 195. Maharashtra is followed by Delhi with 124 medals and Haryana stood at the third position with 143 medals. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated India's youngest ever Grandmaster D. Gukesh, who won the title at the Delhi International Chess Grandmaster Open held on Tuesday. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, young Gukesh has made the country proud by his accomplishment. And Sweden's parliament has elected Prime Minister Stefan Löfven to a second term, ending more than 4 months of political deadlock. The Social Democratic leader will be forming a minority centre-left government with the Greens. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says government aims to bring India in the top 50 countries next year in ease of doing business category. New Delhi lodges strong protest over Pakistan Supreme Court's order on so-called Gilgit-Baltistan, terms it as interference in India's internal affairs. Union Minister Smriti Irani hits out at Congress for backing those who raise anti-India slogans. In sports, Mahendra Singh Dhoni powers India to first ever bilateral ODI series win in Australia, and in badminton, Saina Nehwal enters semi-finals of Malaysia Masters in Kuala Lumpur. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.